Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for...
Hey!
You're back again. Grits, how the hell are you?
Hey! Hey! Doing good. Once again, football, fights, the lounge, my folks. Life is good.
Hell yeah.
How are you?
Doing good today. Doing good. You know, coming off the fuckery, the UFC.
The Noche.
We made it through okay. We made it through all right. We had our guy Charlie Campbell come through. Edgar Cherez came through for us, though that got taken away from us. Fernando Padilla. I mean, what a greasy split decision. I hate Kyle Nelson.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a big fan of his. That's for sure. Definitely not. Who else? Cortez. That was the...
Cortez smacked it for us at minus 125. That was easy money. Yep. Everybody was on that, and it just came through like with flying colors. Roman Kopilov, round 2, came through. Zell Huber did come through.
Yep. Yeah,
Luka
my favorite play of the day, Kopilov, man. I love it. I'm so glad that guy came through for me that way. I hit him round 2, round 3, ITD, money, had him everywhere.
Yep.
So, yep.
Rosas round 1 we talked about. I didn't personally get on that, but saw a lot of people cash that. Also the plus 1,000 on a KO. Not for me, but other people out there. That was the big bet there.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a nice hit for lots of people.
Yeah, I wanted to jump on that as well. I just kind of stayed away. Let's put it this way. He has gone ahead now, and he's reinstilled the faith in me, so I will be back on the train.
But then the main event, I'm sure everybody already knows what happened there. The old greasy draw. Shout out to Mike Bell, the judge.
No way, man. They both knocked each other out in the 5th round. What are we talking about here?
Talking about Mike Bell giving a 10-8 round in the 5th. Yes, the fight was close, and why the fuck did he call it a one-sided ass beating? He completely fucked that fight up for everybody.
Yes, he did.
Single-handedly. Shout out to Mike Bell. Shout out to you, buddy.
Way to go, Mike. Way to go, Mike. Yeah, absolutely. That sucked. I'll just say that sucked. I was leaning going the distance, so I mean, I can't get upset at that because that was kind of a read I had on it, but still, it just the draw, it just
it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah,
and it was completely unnecessary, but
we live to fight another day, sir.
We always do, as they will too in a trilogy.
Oh God, I hope
set up. No. Yeah, Valentina apparently broke her thumb. She's gonna get that all healed up. She said as soon as she's ready, she's gonna come back for the trilogy. About 3 to 6 months, hopefully.
Great, that one will be by decision too, and I may sprinkle the draw once again. Why not, man?
I mean,
oh well. Overall, we had a good card. It was a good night for the most part. I think going back looking through, I think I only had 3 spots on the whole card that didn't go my way. 3, that was it.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
That was it. So I'll take that, a winning night. So,
hey yo, what's up, Andrea? So, you want to start us off with the first fight of the night here? Montserrat Rendon plus 175 and Tamiris Vidal minus 250.
Yeah, no. In this one, I'm definitely probably leaning towards Vidal. Just younger fighter, and I just think at the end of the day, the only issue she's really going to have is probably just going to be the strength of Rendon. I think she does have pretty good strength. They're both on a 5-fight win streak. The fighter class that they've gone up against, Vidal is definitely way better. I think she's done the tougher competition. I feel like she's got more fight experience, been fighting a lot longer. I think Vidal's got the better kicks, good power. She's go okay in the clinch, pretty decent on the ground. And just looking at my notes here, Vidal, she's averaging almost 6 strikes a minute, and she's taking right around 3.5 a minute. So she's definitely dishing out more than what she's taking. And I just think Rendon, she's a decent striker, but I feel like if she does get taken down to the ground by Vidal, she's a lot smoother, a lot slicker. I like Vidal 2 different ways with it. I honestly am probably going to wind up going her ITD, but I could see a scenario where this does make it the full distance and go decision. But for the show, it'll probably be the ITD on Vidal.
It's got to be, right? I mean, Montserrat Rendon's 9 years older also. She just started MMA. I mean, 7-1 at 34 years old. Not much experience. 9-year age gap, like I said.
Yep.
Yeah. She's got very low takedown defense. And Tamiris Vidal, she also has an average fight time of 3 minutes. So, you know, she goes in there to really get the damn thing done. She's not playing around.
Nah, she's a dog, man. She gets in there and she fights hard. I mean, a lot of the tapes study that I was doing on her, which was kind of rough to do realistically. But yeah, she's if there's going to be a finish in this fight, it's coming from her. Let's see. Rendon has here. I just had this pulled up. Sorry, I wanted to look at her record. She's got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of her last 7 fights before her amateurs all went to decision. So that's the only way that I can see is if she just hangs on long enough and it goes to decision, I still see Vidal winning. But I like Vidal ITD. I think she could knock her out. I think she could sub her. Maybe a little ground and pound, a little club and sub action also. But, yeah.
Yeah. I'd take I would just take both at plus 200. Like, I would lean towards the sub also. Like you said, probably a ground and pound. Maybe, who knows if this girl's tough enough or whatever, but she could slip in that sub at any time. Like I said, that girl doesn't have very good takedown defense.
No, I was when I was watching it. I mean, I don't want to be harsh here, but I just have no takedown defense. So, not to be like super harsh on her in that way, but yeah, just after watching her, when she does go down, it's just kind of like she's not very good at getting back up. She goes down easy. I mean, she's tough. I'll give her that. She's no slouch. She can take a hit. She's tough. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just see it being Vidal.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one if you're ready.
I'm ready when you are, sir.
The next fight up on the card is another women's MMA fight. Mizuki Inoue, minus 275 versus Hannah Goldie at plus 200. Goldie, she's really big. She's very, very big and muscular. I think she's maybe a little bit too big. I mean, this makes her slower in the striking department, and it also gives her a lower gas tank. Don't think she has the proper physique for it, and it's really been showing. We watched some tape study. Like, her first fight, she was better, and then she somehow just got bigger and bigger, and now she's not fighting as good as she really did in the beginning versus Jillian Robertson. I don't think she has the physique for it.
No, when I watched that Julian Robertson fight, I was actually leaning her way. But then as you get a couple more fights into it, you're just like, yeah, you just have too much muscle these days. You're just too much of a workout gym queen, just too much. So I'm with you. I think she is decent striking. But my problem is her power. For as big as she is, I don't feel like she has the power you would think she's going to have when she hits. And I think Inoue is a little bit I think she moves better striker, and I think she's definitely better on the ground, and I think she has a lot more volume. That's what I was kind of working on here, is I wanted to pull it up. So I'm not sure how the things are kind of going, but yeah, she's got 6.87 strikes, 5 absorbed. Goldie's got about the same, 5.7, 4.9, but I just feel like some of those are kind of skewed because the last couple of fights I watched, she just didn't seem like she had that kind of action to me anymore. It's been a while since she was not so thick. I felt like she had. I think it's affected her ability to really strike. And like you said, I think she wears down. The only thing I can say is she is tough. She does take some hits, but she can. The way I'm looking at this is either you can go Inoue by sub or decision. I prefer the decision route. I think this fight does go the distance. I was just pulling this up here. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of her last 9 fights have all gone to decision. And let's see, she's 1-1 in fights that haven't gone. And that's Hannah Goldie. And then Inoue, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of her last 7 fights have all been to decision. And then the first couple there were by armbar. So I'm going to do Inoue by decision. It's my look up.
I think this girl's tough enough to fight it out for 15 minutes for sure. I do favor the decision, but if you do like a little bit more plus money and want to sprinkle on the sub at plus 225, that's really not a bad look either for price tag. So, I mean, Mizuki, she has 9 submissions on her record and 0 KOs. So I think if she finishes the fight, her path to victory is a submission. So at plus 225, I don't think that's really too bad at all.
No, that's not a bad look at all. The plus 225. What's her decision? I didn't even look that up yet.
The decision is minus 125.
Minus 130. Yeah, I got minus 130. But yeah, that will probably be one that makes my card because I just see I feel really confident in that play. Let's put it that way. I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, me too. Yep. We have a 12.5-minute average fight time. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I see it being Inoue at the end of the day. I just don't see a path to where Goldie gets it done here. So 24K, it ain't happening today.
Another note is that Hannah is moving down from 125 pounds down to 115. So, right. I mean, she might be trying to weight bully. I'm not sure if that's going to favor her. I really don't think that it will. But to be noted that she's moving down to straw weight.
Well, she may also come in tomorrow, tomorrow at the weigh-ins and that, and she could have a bad weight cut.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this one for the weigh-ins, absolutely.
Yeah, so, but yeah, my spot that I'm initially going to be going with is Inoue by decision. If we look at the scales tomorrow and Goldie just looks terrible, then yeah, I'll be all over that. Probably maybe even sprinkle sub. But the only thing that bothers me with Inoue is I forgot to read this off. I had it down here. Is her 3-year layoff she just got through? That's my only question. Yeah,
it's questionable, but I think she's young enough to pull through.
I do too. It's not like we're dealing with someone who's 37, 38 here, No. And 3 years, yeah, it's a long time, but I mean, she's coming back from injury. She's probably working out and doing, the proper stuff to keep herself in shape. So
I would think so.
Okay. All right. Let's onward and upward, sir.
Third fight of the night, we have Jake Collier plus 120 versus Muhammad Usman minus 150. The brother of Kamaru Usman. He came into the UFC off not Dana White's Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter. He was on that series. He won the season. Yeah, he's been looking okay, but I say okay. I really mean he's been looking just okay.
Really, seriously, I mean okay.
Yes, same with Jake too. I mean, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, but some of those fights he was winning before he lost them, like Chris Barnett, for example. He was beating his ass until Chris Barnett went fucking crazy. If you watch that fight, it's a good one.
Yeah, I will have to watch that. I don't think I did watch that one. I might have watched a little bit of it.
But yeah, what do you got on this fight?
Initial read was Usman. Patient. Think he moves okay. I think he's a little slow on his feet, but that's to be expected from a big man. Decent power. I think he's constantly looking for that big hit, constantly looking for that kind of knockout. I just feel like he's just kind of that kind of guy. He's gonna take his time, and he wants that big smack on you. Decent cardio. I think he's extremely low volume. Like I said, initial lean was him. I really want to see Collier. Was it Collier? I can never say his name. Collier. I want to see him tomorrow on the scales. Word around and what you and I kind of found the other day, digging around on some stuff. He's lost about 30 pounds. And if he has, I think he moves better on his feet. I think he's faster. I think he has more volume. And if that is, this will probably be it'll probably be my
keep an eye on the weigh-ins for that one also.
Yeah, that'll be a weigh-in look. But initially, like I said, first look was Usman, and
I think a lot of people's first look was Usman. I mean, it might be recency bias. I can't even call him a hype train because he hasn't won that many fights. But I think this is I don't want to say is tough competition, but a good test for him. It's not going to be a slouch. I don't think Jake Collier is just going to get pushed over unless, like you said, Muhammad does just fucking knock him out.
Yeah, and that's just kind of. I feel like Collier's chin's good enough to where he can handle the early onslaught. This is a spot that I'm looking at to go over 1.5, even maybe complete 2 full rounds on this fight, just because I think Collier is going to be able to hang in there. It all depends for me, like I said, the weigh-in. If he looks good and he doesn't look like it's, kind of like, the bad weight cut look, then he will probably be a dog shot for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Like I said, go back to his last 3 fights. The first one versus Andrei Arlovsky, he absolutely won that fight, and the judges gave it to Andrei Arlovsky by split decision. So, yeah, he lost, but that's arguable. And then Chris Barnett, he was absolutely winning that fight pillar to post until Chris Barnett beat the shit out of him pillar to post. He just jumped on top of him and went psycho. It was crazy. Well, then his last loss, Martin Bidet, he genuinely lost that fight. There's no case to be made. He got his ass beat.
I also think
then he could have been, we could be looking at him with a better record than some people might look at. You have to know the story of these fights. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, but he could be 3-1 in his last 4 without, the fuckery, as we like to call it.
Oh yeah, but I also think too, a lot of it really is that's what I really want to see what he looks like, because I really think the weight was a problem. I don't think he was moving as well.
So
I don't think he had enough pop. Because he looked good. I watched some of his early fights when he wasn't quite that big, and he just looked fairly smooth and moved fairly well. I mean, that was, what was he, 2-2 in those when I did watch him, but yeah, I mean, I still just think he's a decent striker. He's got good volume. He does have some decent
not bad
kicks.
At all.
No, so like I said, initially it's Usman. If Collier looks good, I'll probably go ahead and be taking him as a dog spot. But if he comes out and just doesn't look good, and
I think he's a lot better than people are giving him credit for this week, but he does need to fucking show up and put on a good game to get it done against Muhammad Usman, because he wants it bad right now.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be easy. Usman wants to move up. He wants to put, he's wanting to put on the show as well, and he's wanting to go ahead.
Right. Like I said, he's Kamaru Usman's brother. He needs to represent.
Yeah, see, so here you go. This is exactly what I mean by it. Is I just think this is where Collier's going to have the advantage, especially with his weight if he is down, because I think he has better cardio. He's landing 5.81 strikes per minute.
Yeah.
Right? Usman.
Volume's good. He's a really good boxer, dude. Really good.
Usman 0.92, and his accuracy is 27%, and Collier's is 45. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just kind of like him in this spot. Like I said, tomorrow, look at him on the scales, watch him. If he looks good, he's probably going to get a little something for me.
I think so too. I mean, realistically, I can't take Muhammad Usman as a favorite just yet. He's too green, kind of one-dimensional.
I mean, if he comes out, like you said, and puts on a really good showing, then yeah, you look to go ahead and get back him from here on forward.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to be a very easy fight for Usman at all. I don't see it, especially if Collier looks pretty good, because the pictures we've seen of him, he looked like almost damn near a whole different person, because he almost lost a whole person.
He did. 30 to 35 pounds is a big weight loss. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at weighing for him and then see where this line goes. If some more money kind of comes in the other way, hasn't moved at all yet, so I think we'll be okay. But every Saturday, right on Saturday, they drop the lines about 10 to 20 points. So I'd say if you like it, decide by Friday. Next fight.
Yeah, no, I'm good there. Let me pull her up. What do we got? No, you can go ahead and do this one. This is your guy. No, you can do this. This is your guy.
No, okay,
my guy, but he ain't my guy.
Nah, just kidding. We have Jacob Malkoun minus 450 versus Cody Brundage plus 300. Cody Brundage, I mean,
talk about a guy with
he burnt us so bad the last time we had a bet on him.
Seriously, I mean, here, like, how can someone look like they have so much potential and everything else, but yet just shit the bed so hard time and time? I'm getting my money back on Cody this week. I can tell you that one way or another.
I am indeed getting my money back.
Go ahead, man. Break it down. Sorry.
No, all good. I'm feeling the same way right now. Jacob Malkoun, he's better on the stats everywhere than him. He's got 2 more strikes landed per minute and 7.5 takedown attempts per 15-minute fight. Fade Cody Brundage. He's looked abysmal in his performances. Here's the thing. He's got all the skills. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. He just makes really bad decisions, or like he wastes too much energy sometimes. And if it's not that, he's jumping the gun, trying to get the submission before he has the position. It's just all not right. He just needs to slow down and work through it methodically, because rushing is not working for him. Rushing and panicking, not working out for him.
No, quit trying to, like you're saying, rush in there and try and get these guys down to the ground, because it seems like almost every time you do it, something happens, and here you are standing there, you're caught. So
it's like he pushes a pace, but he doesn't have the cardio to do it. So why the fuck do you have that game plan? Like, I can't do it.
Fight IQ, bud. Fight IQ. That's my biggest notation after these last 2 fights of watching him, was just he just doesn't have the I don't want to say stupid, because that's not it. He just feels like he gets these lapses and he forgets what he's doing, or
that's what I think it is. I think he kind of gets panicked and rushing there, and then by that he starts making bad decisions. He knows what to do, he just doesn't do it at the right time.
Yeah, I can see. I don't know if I'm going to get any money on this thing. I can see a Malkoun ITD. I could see if Brundage learned how to pace himself a little bit, that this thing possibly goes the distance, over 1.5. KO Malkoun, sub Malkoun. Like, I mean, just pick your spot, man. And there's just too many of them. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to decide from. I mean, for me, I'm going to go by the numbers. I threw it up on the screen there. Jacob Malkoun by submission is plus 300. Like I said, he jumps the ghillie and goes for a submission before position. Jacob Malkoun is a very good grappler. If you make that mistake with him, he will fuck you up.
Quick. Real quick.
No, I think if he makes that mistake again, these other guys might have been maybe not as good. He snuck out of it. It was there every single fight, but he somehow got out of it. I think Jacob Malkoun, really, if he gives it to him, he can get it. He's a really good grappler. He trains in Australia with Robert Whittaker. He's been around for a long time, a training partner of him in the background. So, yeah, I really think if it does get done, it would be by submission. I don't see Jacob KOing him, possibly ground and pound.
I can see a scenario like that.
And then just kind of beats it, and then the ref stops the fights. Not really a convincing beating, not like a knockout where it gets bloody. Who knows, but I would favor the sub at plus 300.
I can see that. My only issue I have with Malkoun is, like I said, I could see this thing possibly getting to the distance. I just don't think he has enough power to knock him out.
Absolutely.
He can. Don't get me wrong. He totally can. And I just don't know if Brundage doesn't hurt him in the first 1.5 rounds, I don't know if he's going to have enough to do much of anything other than just kind of stay away, stay alive, and don't get choked out. Let's put it that way. So I could see a Malkoon decision. I don't even know what that is right now. Let's see what we got. I do like the sub. I will probably be getting a sprinkle from me on the sub. I do like the price on that. That's not bad. Yeah, see, plus 125. I just don't even – I mean – that would probably be the books leading you down that road, and I don't know if I want to get there.
That's kind of how I feel about that.
So I do endorse the sub. I'll probably think about it a little bit more. The sub will get a small play from me, but I
just think it's a pretty high at plus 300 when I feel like that's, not his best. Well, it is his best path to victory, but maybe not at such a high rate because, like we said, I hate Cody Brundage. Maybe my heart is into it a little bit. So, yeah, he's not as bad as everybody says. I really, you got to get past what you think about him with your bets that you lost. He's still okay, but a submission is his path to victory, and I see it possible at plus 300. I like that number. So, Grits, give us a little quick update on the football game. What happened?
McCaffrey touchdown. Niners are up 17-3 going into the half. I got me a little parlay going. The Niners to win the first half, win the full game. McCaffrey anytime touchdown score. McCaffrey over 22 receiving yards. And Kayvon Thibodeau to have a sack. So now all I need is San Francisco. Just win the damn game and let's go.
Hell yes.
Everything else is cashed, baby. Let's go. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Football, friends, fight.
We got to sneak in a little football on Thursday nights.
I got to give you a little update while we're in football season. That's all, folks.
I know everybody in the chat right now is probably watching the football game too.
Oh, absolutely. Have to be, it's Thursday. But here, we're all about the fights.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. One thing I had that I didn't talk about in my notes is Cody Brundage is on a 3-fight losing streak. Next fight.
If you've ever been anywhere near the fight scene, you know it. Next.
And I did hear from the UFC brass. They apparently had a little sit down with them, said, thank you for taking all these fights on short notice. So we're going to give you an extension on your contract. But basically, thanks for what you've done, but this is your last chance. So
yeah, pretty much we're in the status of shit or get off the pot, bud.
Yeah, I mean,
win or go home. I do here, dude. I'll be honest with you. I don't care, dude. You can take my money on this one. Honestly, just win. Just show something, dude, because you've been so abysmal. Yeah. I'm done. That's my preach. Yep. I'm done with it. Next.
Yeah. Next one. We have Tim Means plus 165. The Dirty Bird versus Andre Fialho.
Bird. Love it.
I don't like to say everybody's nicknames, but when I like their nicknames,
you have to.
They're going to get a shout out.
You have to. Yeah, go ahead, man. Break us down.
We have Tim Means, 39 years old. There's a 10-year age gap here. Fialho, he's looked pretty good. He's got a lot of KOs, but he's also, I don't want to say a little bit chinny, but he did rush in. He came back to back, and just not, I don't want to say good fight IQ, but maybe bad management on his side, or maybe he doesn't have a manager in the beginning. I don't know, but he had a lot of fights pretty quick, and I think that was his downfall. So now he's taking a little bit more time off. Both of them are on a 3-fight losing streak. I think Tim lost to the better competition, but he didn't look that great against them. I mean, yeah, Kevin Holland was one of them, and yeah, just tough competition for him those last 3. I think they're really trying to probably promote Andre here and maybe show Tim Means the door in the future. Like, statistically, we can't go with a 39-year-old.
I was going to say, he's getting close. You can tell he's been slowing down, struggling a bit in his last couple fights, just by watching him. I will say the only thing that I like about Tim Means is just what you said, is the fight IQ of Fialho. And Tim Means he's a decent striker. He lands a lot of volume. He very well could catch this guy and get a KO, but I don't see it. My favorite play on this is over 1.5. I like that a lot. The juice isn't very bad. So not sure I'll go aside on this one. I'll probably be leaning towards the over 1.5 for sure. I will probably get there on that because it's only minus 143. I do like that. I could see it. It's going to be a greasy one, but I still think it gets there.
Yeah. I have some statistics here again. I'm going to bring up the old KO model. This is the last time it was updated was June 16th, but you had a male with a 10-year difference was 89% win rate. Now Tim is at only 9, and that's 70% with a 21-9 record. And then males 35 years old with a 7 to 9 year difference, 67% win rate, 10-5. So I mean, you really just have to fade these guys in the long run. I think it pays off for you. And again, that chart is at on Twitter at DFSKO MMA. He does a lot of good stat work. He's always on his grind, putting out good bets for the people. Give that guy a follow on Twitter. He's a gem.
He's got a lot of good stats. Yep. He has a lot of good stats, does all his own work, puts stuff out for you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Just going to bring up some prop numbers here. I think the numbers have moved a little bit. Let's see. When I wrote it down, Andre Fialho on Sunday, he was minus 225. Now he's come down to minus 175.
Mm-hmm.
His KO is plus 100. So, I mean, nothing. I wanted to take him by KO, but I'm not taking a prop at plus 100. I just can't endorse that either because it could be a KO on either side. Something I do like, I think, is the under 1.5 rounds at plus 105.
Ooh, we might be going head to head there, bud.
I mean, when Andre Fialho does win, he wins by KO 100% of the time in the UFC.
Yeah.
And then, Tim Means, he either gets crushed or he takes him to decision.
That's why I said I think Means can hang around long enough. He's
but again, at plus 105, I don't think cardio. I don't even think I can do that.
The over 1.5 is part of my 3-leg I've got for this weekend. That's one of my more favorite spots on the card. Yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. Like Fialho could just totally catch this dude in the first round and just clip him with a kick, or you know what I mean. He could just.
Tim Means is like traditionally tough, though. I haven't seen him the decline like on his chin, really.
I haven't either. I don't think he's that old enough yet, and I think he's got pretty good cardio. So, like I said, the over 1.5 will be what I like because, frankly, I can't make up my mind on a side. I think there's possibilities
big enough guys at welterweight.
Yeah, there's possibilities on both sides I could see happening. So, I'm going to ride the over 1.5, and that's going to be the second leg of the parlay I have.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Okay.
What else do we have? I think that's really it. I don't know what else to say. I was trying to bring up their records on their last 3 fights. I mean,
I just had it up there. I could have told you.
Tim Means has like 48 professional fights. So, I mean, the experience is definitely on his side. So, if it starts to go into the deep waters, I believe he can grind on him.
Yeah.
His last 3 losses were Alex Morono, Max Griffin, and Kevin Holland. Like I said, pretty decent competition. Lost a split decision to Max Griffin. And then,
I watched that one. You know me, I like Max Griffin, and he held his own in that, and he stuck around. And I mean, he got beat up a little bit, but I thought he did pretty well. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just came out like crazy. He had a fight on April 16th, and then after that, 3 weeks later, and then again 4 weeks later. Like just too many fights back to back.
Yeah, I agree.
Now he's starting to take a bit of a break between his fights, and he got a little bit crazy. So I think now that he's starting to learn the game, get more experience, maybe he does want to kind of take this a little bit further. Yeah, I guess now that we've talked about it, I would lean more towards the over 1.5 at minus 135 with you.
Yeah, I really like that spot. Like I said, after just watching the tape, I feel like I feel like Means could possibly get a knockout. Fiallo could get a knockout, but I don't see it until later. Once, all right. So maybe once you see Means, maybe the age catch up to him a little bit, and you get in that late second round, then I could totally see at that point it's all
Might be a
open to
live spot to look at that way. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Means hangs on for the whole first round. I mean, you might even get a decent spot on Fiallo at the end of round 1 or the start of round 2. That could be another spot for you to look to cut the juice. Maybe you get an even money type of situation, because I do see Means hanging around for a bit. I don't see it. I just don't see Fiallo coming out. I'd have to look. I didn't even look, but I don't see Fiallo coming out and smash housing this guy in the first round. I just don't see it.
I think he's going to play a little bit smarter. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
There you go.
I think he should kind of wait a little. Go ahead.
So here you go. His last 3 fights, 2:24 round 2, 1 minute left in round 3, 4 minutes left in round 2. So that one would hurt us. But yeah, like his last 3 fights, they've all been into that second round. But I'd have to watch a little on some of these other guys, but I feel like Means has a good chin, if not just as good as Matthews, if not maybe a little better. Salikov, maybe a little better. Like, I get it, he's 39, but I still think Means is not washed, and I still think he's tough and has a decent enough chin to hang around.
Yeah, fair.
So, okay.
I do too. They have an average fight time of 9 minutes, so I mean that over 1.5 is it could be really tight.
I think it's going to be
a butthole puncher either way.
I think it's going to be. I mean, if you don't like that, then yeah, maybe go ahead and look at Fiallo, maybe round 2, round 3 KO. I don't see it in the first round. Let's just put it that way.
No. I don't hate Fiallo round 2 or 3. A little sprinkle.
Yeah, that might be worth
plus money sprinkles. Don't hate it.
I might have to readjust this a bit. I'm going to write this down to look at it here by the end of the show, so I have something for everybody. Let's see what that one looks like. Go ahead, sir. I'm writing stuff down here.
I don't really have much more left to say about that fight.
I don't either. I'm pretty good on that one. I still like the over 1.5.
We already spent too much time on this low-level fight.
Hey, you're probably not wrong.
Should be a great fight, though. I shouldn't call them low-level. They're good. I'd put them in kind of the tier 2 area.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
A lot of pretty good fights here. Next one up is actually another really good fight. I'm looking forward to this one a lot. They have Miles Johns plus 150 versus Dan Argueta minus 185. So fairly close on the money line. He's just a slight favorite. It's really not that big at minus 185. What can you say? I think the fight probably goes the distance. Miles John probably has the better striking with a 92% takedown defense. And Dan Argueta is a really good wrestler and grappler, but with his takedown defense, I think he could keep this fight standing and turn it into a bit of a striking battle. But Dan Argueta is no fucking slouch. He doesn't back down. He's very, very determined. In fact, his nickname is the Determined Dan Argueta.
The Determined Dan Argueta. I like that.
He's 9-1. Let's see here. Former champion in other leagues at Jackson Wink MMA, which is a very good gym. Let's see, he's got 2 KOs, 4 submissions, and 3 decisions. Only 1 loss by decision, and that came to Damon Jackson. But that was a really good fight.
Yeah, I like Argueta in this one. It's probably where I'm going to be. I'm leaning a possible decision.
Yeah,
I haven't quite got there yet.
It's another one that's tough. I want to take the dog, but I think that's just because it's plus 150, so that's what I look at. But really, my initial lean was Dan Argueta.
Well, see, that's where I went. I kind of looked a little bit at John's. The only thing that I see that is, I don't want to say it's a farce or false or anything, but I have a hard time believing, based off the stats here, that Miles John's takedown defense is 90%.
I know, right?
I like Argueta to get him down to the ground. I think that's what he's want. I think he's going to go right at it. He's going to keep pressure on this guy all day. After watching the tape, he does have good takedown defense. He's got good power, heavy hands. The striking definitely is in the favor of Johns. This is most likely what you always say, your grapple fighter, striker fight. So,
yeah,
that's just kind of the way that I was looking at this. And let's see, I could see a definite scenario to where Argueta just gets him down to the ground, and after a round and a half, he just wound up getting something on him somehow. I think he's good on the ground. I think he's really good at taking people down. Let's see. Yeah, the striking difference is almost it's like 1.2, 1.3 difference between Johns and Argueta a minute. So Johns is definitely the volume striker, but he's also got the power to knock him out. I'm probably going to look. I want to see what it is. What is...
And yeah, like you were saying, to your point, I think his takedown defense on the stats could be a little bit overinflated because, he's just been in striking matches with guy. He had one loss to John Castaneda. He probably got taken down and then, just grappled every time. So it's only like 1 or 3 takedowns. But yeah, I think the stats could be lying to us and a little bit inflated.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind digging a little more into this. Let's see.
I mean, we watched the tape and he didn't really wrestle much. So it's like what some guy attempted, 3 or 4 takedowns in one match out of 14. So now you have a 92%. But
that's kind of where I was at. Is it just
seemed, forever?
Yeah, it just seemed inflated to me. That's all.
It's too good to be true, right?
Pretty much.
I think he's got good takedown defense. Don't get me wrong, but is he going to do it at a 92% clip in this fight? I don't believe so.
I think Argueta is much, much better with his takedown offense, and I just see him doing that. I may be taking a look here. Let's see. Where is it? I want to look at the decision prop on this. Yeah, see, it's not – I mean, it's plus 175.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm leaning is I just think, like, they're going to strike for a bit. Start around 1, start around 2, start around 3, and then Argueta is just going to get him down to the ground, and then you're just going to have the old fantabulous.
You can get lines like you can. Like I can't get those lines in Canada, but fight completes 1 round. I think that's a beautiful parlay piece.
It's minus 550. I'm not. Yeah, completes 2 rounds is minus 225. Yeah, they've got this thing juiced to all wazoo and over. So maybe the only other thing might be for me, I can do the Argueta in over 1.5. I'm going to write that down. I like that quite a bit. And that's only minus 120. That's not a bad look.
Yeah, they're favoring, kind of favoring the decision really here.
Mm-hmm.
The Dan Argueta plus 175. Every other number is plus 300 to 400 for the KOs, the submissions on both sides.
Yeah, I feel like the book's telling you what they're expecting to happen. I mean, the fight goes the distance is minus 141. So I just kind of see.
Maybe that's the way to take both sides in a parlay. Fight goes the distance. I mean, they sure do have finishing potential, but
I just don't know if either one's going to be. Let's put it this way: I don't know if either one's going to present themselves to the other for that to happen.
Yeah,
it's a fight. Don't get me wrong. Everybody presents themselves at some point in time for the finish, from the other person. But I don't know. So I'm leaning decision Argueta. I do like the basically Argueta to win and over 1.5. That, like I said, that one's only minus 120 for me. That's not terrible. But I don't know. I think maybe the only thing I could possibly do if I was going to do anything with this would be put the fight goes the distance on a parlay, but probably not going to get anything from me, quite honest with you.
Yeah.
So.
I think there's other fights that I would favor more to go the distance. That one could go either way, like all over the place. Like I really would just take the dog or pass, but I might just pass on this fight altogether. There's 11 fights. I don't have to bet on every single one.
No, this will probably be a pass for me. Like I said,
I said, it's one of my favorite fights on the card, so I might just want to kick back and watch it.
Kick back, get a beer, and enjoy.
Maybe do some regrouping on your other bets while that fight is on. Just take a minute.
Yeah, that's kind of
regroup.
Yeah, that's basically what the start of the main card.
Let's see where we are.
I can't remember. I'll have to look. What do we got?
I think Charles Jourdain closes it out on the prelims.
Okay.
Look into that. I'm just guessing.
Oh, mate, yeah, because because then you'd have Battle Fletcher that probably starts the main card. I can see that. Because this doesn't.
Oh no, you're right. This is the last fight. We're jumping into the main card now.
Yeah, Jourdain Ramos, right?
Jourdain Ramos starts off the main card. Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's get after it then. Let's start it off.
Main card. First fight on the main card.
I like to hear that.
Charles Air Jourdain. Air Jourdain from fucking Canada. My guy. But he's from Quebec, so it doesn't really count.
He says but.
He is minus 135 on the money line, and then Ricardo Ramos is plus 105. You want to start us off or what, Grit?
Yeah, no, on this one, let me find my notes because I have a jumbled mess because, I like to write my stuff down, Friday night, Saturday night. And then, by the time it gets here, nothing's the same ever.
No, it never is. This one's actually been nice. All the there was no canceled fights. Everybody just kind of chilled out. We'll see what happens on weigh-ins. Knock on wood.
Yeah, because the last two cards have been full of the fuckery.
Oh, so,
yeah, the last card especially. That's probably the worst I've seen in the last 2 months, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. It's been god awful the amount of moves they had on that.
I think the last two cards got pretty greasy.
Yeah.
I think the last one the most we had fucking Edgar Cherez, where that fight got stopped by submission, just no contest. Yep. We had a 2 or 3 split decisions and a draw. Like
terrible.
Yeah, probably the most grease we've seen on one card this year.
I just didn't like all the moves.
But I'm already over it, Grits. I'm over it.
No, you're not. Don't lie. I'm not. But I'm with you. We're over it. Let's go.
I'm not over it. You're right.
Oh, that's good. On this one, I was kind of taking some stuff on this because I was looking at a lot of their fights. They tend to go kind of deep. Jourdain, he's got an average fight time of 13 minutes. Ramos has got an average fight time of almost 10 minutes. And I think Jourdain, he likes to pressure. He's got almost six strikes a minute. He just keeps pressuring, moving, coming. I think he's got a pretty good chin. He's tough, man. He's gritty.
He is from Canada. I'll say one thing about Canadian fighters: they are fucking tough. We've seen it all.
Yeah, he's tough. He's gritty.
Tough.
Yeah, tough. The only thing that I think is maybe where Ramos might have the edge in this guy is it's going to be the ground. I think Ramos has got pretty decent kicks. Keeps his distance, keeps his length, uses that range well. I mean, he's averaging almost 2.68 takedowns. Oh, sorry, 2.58 takedowns in a 15-minute fight. So, yeah, I mean, he gets him. He goes after it. That's what he wants. I think Ramos wants the subs. I think I think he's a solid fighter. This one I'm torn a bit. You might be able to persuade me one way, but I'm leaning Jourdain. So you may have to sway me otherwise, but I do like Jourdain. I just think he
kind of on that with you, but like for me, like the statistics are all 84% win rate by finish.
Yep.
Like when he does finish, it's 84% of the time for Charles Jourdain. But when he loses, 83% of the time it is the decision. But like you said, he fucking goes for it. So it's either he finishes or he I know it sounds bad to say, but either he finishes or he goes to decision and loses. So it's like 84% win on the finish or 83% loss on the decision. So it's actually very high and very telling of who he is as a fighter. He's going to come out there, do the damn thing, swing big hooks, fucking flying knees.
Oh yeah,
he's
going.
They call him Air Jourdain. Okay, you know why? Because he likes to fly through the fucking air. He's just that guy. Okay.
Yep.
And Ricardo Ramos, I mean, he's going to have to try to slow that down by taking him down. So I would look for really a Ricardo sub here or a Charles KO. They have a lot of finishes. Ricardo's no slouch by himself on the stats. He's got a 75% finish rate himself. He's got, bringing up the stats here, he's got 4 KOs, 7 submissions, and that's at a 70% finish rate. 30% of the time goes to decision, but when he goes to decision, he wins. He's only got 1 loss by decision, so more losses by decision on the Charles Jourdain side. So, I mean, I think it could be Ricardo by decision also. It's hard to say.
It could. It very well could. This might just be a money line spot for me on Jourdain, and let's just go. Get out there and show me you can do it and take care of your business. Let's see. It very well could be an ITD for this guy, but I just may play this just straight up money line. Haven't got there yet, but that will probably – I'll probably do it. I just think at the end of the day, I just think he's got better pressure, and I just think he's just that guy, man. He's just going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming, and I just don't think Ramos has got the – other than the takedowns. I'm with you there. Like, he's got decent kicks. He's got good takedowns. If he gets him down, then you're dead nuts over. You know? You're just – if Ramos gets him down and keeps him down there – and can keep him down. That's the big question. Can he keep him down the whole time? Then you're looking at a dead nuts over.
I don't think he can keep him down the wole time. He's
I
hard
don't
to
either.
control. Hard to control. Like you said, he's a fucking wild man. He's just gonna be scrambly and flailing. Like he doesn't sit and die down. He's gonna be fighting.
I'm done with it. I can't. I got it. I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm taking Jourdain money line. Let's go. Let's ride.
I think honestly, I like him a lot on this card. One of the better prices out of everybody at -135. I don't think it's really that bad.
Nah, and you just sold me on the just like I said when I watched his fights. You know, it's good to hear.
Like you said, he goes for it though too, and then Ramos, he's got some submissions. Jourdain has a submission loss to Julian Erosa, who I think is more of a striker. So if they do get into a scramble, like I said, Ramos has the sub. Charles could do the KO, but. Like with those high percentage rates of finishes, I think I like the under 2.5 rounds at +105.
I don't mind that at all.
They're not favoring the under 2.5, but the statistics to me they are. So it feels like the book is lying to me. And when I find those spots, I like to not smash them, but just regular old play here. It's not a smash spot. Just going against, I think they're lying to me. So I have to go against it and place the bet on the other side.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think I'm going to go ahead and get. I will be taking Jourdain. I do like the over 1.5. I haven't looked to see what that is. Let's see.
It's probably like juice to fuck. I think his last
couple
fights.
I bet you were +2 to 300. Yeah, 260.
Most of the times you don't get a good price on the over 1.5. So that's what I've been finding. Now that you kind of look at the totals more, they're mostly the same price, -200 to -250.
Well, see, and I'm okay with, like I said, is a lot of times when I try and do the parlays, the people's parlay for the overs, I try and keep myself in the range of right around 200 because I feel like those are very, very fair lines for the over 1.5.
Yeah, somewhere around there, -175, -180 or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like once you start getting into the low -150s, -130s in that range, you're looking for a clincher, man.
It's when you can find spots. Yeah.
When you get into those range, you're getting into the clinchers. But hey, I had 3 clinchers last week and that all cashed for me. So let's get back up and do it again.
Hell yeah.
But I'm on Jourdain
to say there?
I'm on Jourdain
money line.
I do like your
mind it.
I'm going to look at that. because that's not a bad spot at all.
I feel like I just kind of want to play both sides here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Either way, hey, man, either way, you're winning.
Fight doesn't go the distance as minus 120. If you want to buy that extra 2.5 minutes, that's not bad at all either.
No, that's not a bad. I can't argue with that with anybody. That's a good play.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Anything else left to say, or shall we?
No, I think we're good on that one. I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Next fight up of the night. We have our guy, Bryan Battle.
There he is.
Let's go.
Look at the hair on that young chap.
Look at the hair on that young guy. Look at him. Look at how he wraps that head kick around him.
That didn't feel good.
I believe, let me look again. Sorry. I believe that was Takashi Soto.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty recent win. He's been doing really well. This is another guy from the Ultimate Fighter series. He started to rise after he was done with Ultimate Fighter. He really came out and just been showing a lot lately. Just like he's ready to be that next guy, and he really has improved. He's also got a 10-inch reach advantage, which is extremely high on the upper end of the scale.
Big time.
It's got to be battle inside the distance for me, as the graphic said, and you have ITD at plus 150. I mean, and some money has come in on AJ Fletcher. I don't know who's thinking what, but Bryan Battle is a minus 185. Not a big move, just 15 cents.
Yeah, no, I don't know what people are doing on AJ Fletcher. I mean,
enough for me to do. I mean, he's a big guy. For his size, he's very athletic. Even though he might gas later, he does move very well for a big guy.
Oh, that's what I have wrote down here. When I watch the tape on him, he's fast. He moves well on his feet. He's got quick hands. I think. Yeah. I just think, like you said, the reach with Battle is going to be too much.
I mean, 10 inches of reach, and he's got a 77% finish rate.
Yeah, and he's a volume fighter. He just I wanted to pull it up here.
He sure was, but I think he's really trying to look like a finisher so he can get to the top. He's really changed his style. And I believe
what I mean by that, he's throwing almost, he's throwing 4.5 strikes a minute. And he's
somewhere in mid-range, not the highest, but
but he's landing 4.5 and he's only taking 4 versus Fletcher's landing 3.5 and he's getting hit 4.6. So for me, the volume fighter, the guy that's throwing more punches, the guy that's throwing more action, I want that guy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
I can't argue with that at all. And with his accuracy too, like you can have volume, but you need to have a little accuracy behind it. And Bryan Battle definitely has that also. They have an average fight time of about 8 minutes. So if you get into that over 1.5, under 1.5 territory, that's pretty greasy in my opinion. That line is pretty sharp. Yeah, more takedowns for AJ Fletcher, but I definitely think Bryan Battle can defend the takedown. If he can't do it, it's going to be round 1 where AJ Fletcher takes him down, controls him, wastes his energy, and then that's why I'm on, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, Bryan Battle, round 2 plus 600, round 3 plus 800.
Love it. Hey, there's our guy. Give him the shout out. There's our guy.
Oh, he's been busy all day. Gerardo, all good,
Gerardo,
buddy.
we
Thanks
made
for
it all for
stopping
you,
by.
bud.
Cheers
it's
to you,
all
sir.
Here for you. Yes, sir. Cheers to you. Yep, and I do like Battle ITD as well, sir.
Hell yeah. Love it. Love to hear it. Hey, Gerardo, if you weren't here, I'm going to show you the graphic again because you're our guy.
Look at that.
And bonus points. I'm not sure if you were here before, but bonus points if you can tell me who this fighter was. I'll show you again. Who's the fighter getting kicked in the head, Gerardo? I'll give you a hint. It was a recent fight. But yeah, so back to where we were. 10-inch reach advantage. AJ, let's see. They both actually fought that opponent, so I don't want to say it now, but let's see. I think he said it in the chat. I'll just say it. It was Takashi Soto. Yeah, Brian head kicked him. Both of these guys have fought him. Brian Battle head kicked him, and AJ went to a decision with him. So I know you can't do MMA math, but with the gas tank issues on the AJ Fletcher side, I think the more skill on the Brian Battle side, you have to go ITD at plus 150 and sprinkle on the round 2 and 3 at plus 6 and plus 800.
Oh, I'll be right there with you on those because I highly endorse both of those.
Yeah, so, I think that's one of my favorite plays of the day.
Yeah, I like either one of those.
Pooh Bear.
I really like either one of those spots. I think
he needs to change his nickname.
Right.
Brian Battle Pooh Bear, if you didn't know.
Brian
Recently, he said he wants to change it to Butcher. I think his nickname's already there with Brian Battle's good enough. But what do I know?
Hey, no, I like that. I'll take it. Brian Battle the Butcher. Shoo.
No, he switched it from Brian the Butcher Battle.
I like the
It should be the Battle Butcher, right? Sounds cool.
Battle. I like that way better.
Yeah, there's so many things you could do with it. But like we said before, these fighters sometimes have an emotional attachment to their nickname or some type of story. Why they love it.
I'd have one if I could get one, and not, you know what I mean? Absolutely. I get it.
Right.
All right, man. Let's roll on up.
Rolling on. Next fight up. Marina Rodriguez.
80s.
I mean, it's the rematch that nobody asked for.
Oh, it's the karate hottie.
Yeah, maybe I should have made a graphic for her. But we can't do both. But
just to have one.
Just to have a look.
Just to have one.
But yeah, like I was saying, this is the rematch that's nobody asked for. They fought each other a long time ago. Honestly, I don't see it. I think it's going to be the exact same thing. If even Michelle Waterson might get finished this time, because my rematch theory, fights never go the same. I'm kind of leaning this one might go the same.
I like it. Let's put it that way.
They're just both getting older. They both haven't shown improvement. I really just see it being the same fights. They both have an average fight time of 14 and a half minutes. They've been out there doing that,
I don't think we need to go into too much on this. Rodriguez hits harder, strikes a little more. I think she's got decent speed to her. And Michelle, she may go ahead and strike just as much as her, but I just don't think she hits as hard. I don't think she inflicts as much damage. The only spot I could climb on with Michelle, get that?
That's the only thing you could climb on is just her herself, hey?
That's it, bud. No. The only way I could look at possibly getting on her side would be maybe a point spread, maybe plus 3.5. Let's see where that's at. I totally expect Rodriguez to win by decision again. Let's see. There you go. Plus 3.5 is plus 100. That would not be. I wouldn't be against someone taking a sprinkle on that, but I just worry. That Rodriguez is going to wind up second round. Maybe she loses or Michelle loses by 2 in a round, and then you're just kind of screwed because she just takes more damage. I don't know if she necessarily really gets beat that much, but I just feel like Rodriguez is going to hit her harder. Give her
all you need is 0-10-8 rounds where she gets absolutely beat and dominated. So I don't mind. If I could get on the point spreads, I'd do Michelle Waterson at plus 3.5 on the.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's kind of worth a sprinkle to go that route, but at the end of the day, I think Rodriguez's decision is probably the way to go. Or like Gerardo said, I do like that. Just put her in a parlay and call it a day. Jock soup, let's go.
Yeah, it might be another spot where we do, a little 4 to 5 or 6 leg or whatever you feel comfortable with. Just
I got a few things behind the scenes that we're working on as we're going through the day to day for some peoples.
absolutely.
So, all right, onward and upward, sir.
Yeah, I guess we're going to take this quick moment to have a message from our sponsors.
Wait.
We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around with us.
Appreciate it.
So moving on to the co-main event. Bryce Mitchell minus 175 versus Dan Ige plus 150. Sorry, plus 140. These are lines that I wrote down on Sunday. Now you have Bryce Mitchell minus 225, up 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Ige up 35 to plus 175. So you know what I'm going to do?
What are we going to do?
Money line plus 175. I mean, I think he could defend all the takedowns. Bryce Mitchell is a very one-dimensional fighter, and I don't know about his fight IQ. He seems to just go in there and scramble. This is also a guy that got his nuts tied up in a drill because he decided to put it in his pants like a gun.
Oh, good Lord. That's rough.
I just
see this.
I like the guy, but I question his intelligence.
All right, so this is the guy. This is the guy. Okay, this is the dude that I want nothing to do with.
Who, Bryce?
Mitchell. Yeah, I want nothing to do with this guy.
I also don't like his excuses from his last fight. Yeah, I was a little bit sick and I injured my arm. I mean, he showed pictures of it. It was bad or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. Just take the loss. I don't like fighters that make excuses. It's traditionally not good.
No, it's not. And I just don't like this guy for reasons that I just do not think this guy's head is in the game at all anymore. I think this dude, and don't get me wrong, it's not like he's just the proverbial the people that they're on OnlyFans and they're doing all these podcasts. No, this dude's life is just a god awful mess. Gerardo, I could see it, but I want nothing to do with this guy. I'm taking dog or pass for me in this completely.
Yeah. He could easily win. Like, I'm not saying Danny is a shoe in here. I mean, Bryce Mitchell has 9 subs. 60% of the time he wins that way, or like to your point, Gerardo, 40% decision. So it's either like on paper and stats, either he can't sub him and he gets the decision, or kind of Ige defends the takedowns and gets the knockout.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. Like, I do agree with him. Like, I wrote down here, Mitchell's average fight time is like almost 14 minutes. And
he's a relentless grappler. I mean,
and Ige, his average fight time is 13 minutes. So I like the over 1.5. That's one of my favorite spots on here as well. It's probably juiced to all get out. I haven't looked, but Mitchell wants to get down on the ground. He's a really good wrestler. I think he's got a good chin. I just think this dude's off to be.
So you said juice to all fuck grits over 1.5 minus 400.
Yeah, there you go. Love it. Put all your bankroll on it. Go for it. No, please do not do that. but I just don't know where Mitchell's head's at. I like with the drill that just and
No, that was a long time ago, but
I get it. But I'm just saying, like with where he's at now, just with his life and all the stuff that I've heard.
The recent drama is his girlfriend. He broke up with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's beating up on his fruit trees.
Yeah,
he's just always saying some ridiculous things.
I just can't.
He's one of Gerardo's favorite fighters, I hope. Well, I mean, does that mean you want to jump on the train with the underdog with us, or are you still going to place a bet on old Bricey by decision? What do you think?
I just can't do it.
I think Dan Ige is, a good enough competitor here, especially at plus 175. I think he's got more of a chance than that. I know Bryce Mitchell's good and all that, but I think the reason this line is moved is because of public money, and he is a fan favorite. He says all the right things. He's entertaining. Dan Ige traditionally is not that guy. He's pretty quiet. I don't think a lot of these average fans know who he really is. So I think that's why there's a lot of money coming in on Bryce Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, with Gerardo's point, I could totally 150% see a boring-ass fight, and Mitchell wins by decision.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take a sprinkle on the underdog here because this is a situation for me of dog or pass. So I'm going to sprinkle a little on it. Maybe, let's see, the fight goes the distance. Maybe that finds a way in a parlay for me.
It does feel a bit trappy. I get it, but...
For who?
For Dan Ige.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if he can handle the grappling. That's my big question I have. Can he handle the grappling? That's what Mitchell's going to do.
He lost a decision to Movsar Evloev, and yeah, he just got completely grappled. It really showed there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he can handle it. Like when I was watching the tape on him, my big question is that's the big, I guess, upside to Mitchell is he is really good. Getting on the ground and just getting you down. Fight goes the distance is minus 190. I mean, I wouldn't hate anybody that wanted to put that in a parlay.
Not a bad price for a parlay piece at all.
No, that's not terrible.
Let's bring this up here.
Let's see. So Mitchell, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was looking at Dan Ige's takedown defense is 56%. Now, before he fought Movsar Evloev, as I mentioned, it was a lot higher than that. Movsar himself got a whole bunch of takedowns and pretty much cut that percentage for takedown defense in half. And, Bryce Mitchell could do the same thing, but I'm not sure if he's as good as Evloev in the wrestling. He's a good grappler, but I'm not sure if he's a good wrestler to hold him down. And Ige's good at wrestling or good get-up game. Good enough, at least. He was able to defend against Movsar Evloev. So we'll see. But I am going to take a shot because I can't find really any other dogs on this card, so I'm going to take a shot there.
I don't hate it. Like I said, I liked it to go the distance. I did have down here in my notes, Mitchell by decision. I just can't get on him. You know what I mean? I just can't. And like I said, it just goes back to his personal life. I think he's just such a mess. I don't know where his head's at. I mean, he could prove me wrong and come out here and do exactly what Gerardo said, and it just be awful boring.
I also think he needs to improve his game. Like, he doesn't train at a camp. He just trains on the farm by himself, and I don't think that's going to get you, like, to the top. You might be top 15 to 10, but I don't think you'll get into the top 5 with that.
He's going to be right. He's going to be teetering on your proverbial gatekeeper status if he stays.
And I think this is a gatekeeper contender match. We'll see if Bryce Mitchell loses. He's going to be the gatekeeper. And if Dan Ige wins, he's still going to be a gatekeeper.
All right. I can't disagree with that at all. At all. So it does say he's here with, I don't know if this is true, but Barada MMA.
That's I don't know, maybe his own made-up thing.
I'm just curious. Searcy, Arkansas.
It might be a little gym over there, but I know he does most of his training.
Fighters,
because he's paranoid, Grits. He wants to train alone, so there's nobody watching him and nobody knows what he's doing.
Oh no, here's the best.
He's just a weirdo. He's a conspiracy theorist, and he's just paranoid. He's fucking weird.
So here you go. You ready? There's 5 fighters in this in his fight camp, right? There's Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell, Wade the Hammer Johnson,
with probably his
Ken
friends.
Crocodile Hollowell.
Oh yeah.
Then you got Christopher Moya and Dakota DeMaris, right? Here's the best part. Christopher Moya, Dakota Maris, their profile pictures are Chuck Norris.
Okay.
All
right.
And Kendall the Crocodile Hunter looks like what's his name from Karate Kid?
Okay, so this is what I think. I think that's maybe his gym, and where they all train is Bryce Mitchell's farm.
I agree. I just figured that was funny. So go ahead.
Right. He's the kind of guy that said COVID-19 happened because the government wants to take away our AK-47s, brother.
Oh, he's there, brother.
And he meant it too.
Oh, I'm sure. He's there, brother. Anyways, I'm done with
bless
this.
his heart.
Bless his sweet heart. Mitchell, I'm done with you, you crazy ass.
And then, yeah, just to mention it real quick, he did tie up his nuts in a drill. Go look up that little Wikipedia story. It's hilarious.
That's god awful, dude.
And then, yeah, main event time or what?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it right now.
I'm ready for it, too. It's going to be a fucking good fight.
I'm ready.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm going dummy out here. Swear to God, there's a whole lot of money out here. Now I'm in it, got it bouncing like a bunny out here. Where you at, Philly, baby? Always sunny out here. Look, sunny, big shoes getting harder to fill. Gave him a taste of heavy metal.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
What do you think about the main event, Grit?
I'm excited for it. And I guess the main reason why I'm excited for it is because I'll have my kids, requirements of the father should be over in time for me to make it home to watch it. I like it a lot. I'm all over Fiziev. I just am. I just like him better. I like his striking power. I like everything about him. I think he's got good takedowns, defense, good cardio, better striker, really good power. Just kind of curious if he's going to have enough of a power to get this guy out. I'm not sure he is, but I think he can wear him down to where late in the fight, I think you could see a knockout. I really do. If that doesn't happen, maybe a club and sub situation. I think Fiziev, he's going to pressure all day on this guy. He's, I don't want to say wild, but he pressures hard. He's got good distance. And I just see a scenario to where we're getting into that. We're getting into the doldrums of this fight, man, and we're getting down there. And I totally see him being able to finish, but I could also see a scenario to where this thing goes to decision. I don't hate Fiziev money line decision. I'm all over the 3.5 with you. That's probably one of my favorite spots on the whole card.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Gerardo's comment there. He just said he loves that over.
Oh, yeah, G. Let's go. Let's go, G.
Waiting to see. I'll bring those numbers up for you, G.
And so with Gamera, I think he's patient. Got good grapples. He's okay on the ground. My only question I have for him is him taking hits, his chin, and his cardio. I think he has okay cardio. I just want to see how it goes late in the fight, because I know Fiziev, he's going to slow down a bit, but he's still going to be able to keep it going. So I think we're headed for a good fight. I think they're both fairly decent when it comes to their chin and their pressure and their cardio. I think it really is just up to, honestly, who outlasts who, Yeah. I really think that's where you're at. And I think Fiziev's going to have the more volume. I think he's going to probably be winning on the card. So I do like the decision there. Gerardo, I love that a lot. But I like him just straight up money line as well. I mean, I don't even know The over 3.5 is going on a parlay for me, but I don't even think I'm going to get that cute with it. I think I'll probably just take the C's money line as a single bet, and I will probably take the over 3.5 with you as a single bet.
Yeah.
That will probably be a full unit from me. It's only minus 150. I like that, but
I like Fiziev too, but he moved up to minus 165. So I like minus 135 because you play both sides and get a better price.
Yeah, for me, it's even. Minus 155 money line, minus 155 over 3.5. I will probably play both because I think I'm going to be able to win both.
Fair.
Yeah.
I like that too. G was asking about these round four. Round 4 for Fiziev is plus 1,400. Round 5 is plus 1,800. And then the decision on both sides is kind of at a pick'em price tag at plus 275 for both sides. So that's something I was actually looking at too, is decisions, and at plus 275. If you think the fight goes the distance, you're able to play both in a little arbitrage bets at a pretty decent price.
That's not bad. Let's see. That wouldn't be bad either, though. What's the distance? Where did it go? Yeah, if fight goes the distance is minus 105. I don't hate that at all. You know?
Neither one of them has ever been knocked out either.
Well, I mean, this might be, if you guys really like Fiziev, is the money line and over 2.5 for Fiziev is plus 125. So, G, you might be able to get that play. Fiziev and over 2.5 rounds is plus 125. Over 3.5 is plus 165. So, those are some pretty good value, really. I mean, you're not getting great value out of it, but and if you want to go super cautious, you could just do over 1.5 at minus 115. So you're cutting, that good 40 cents off of the juice if you like Fiziev money line. So if you have that option, I think that's a great look. If you like him money line, just take it in the over 1.5, and you're getting a minus 115. And you can also parlay that on my book too. So that may be another spot that I look at for a parlay.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot too.
I do. I like that very much.
Very, very much.
Very much.
Yeah.
What do you like on that other than that? Anything else you're liking on that?
I mean, it's really see what other kind of props you can come up with. Nothing else really. No, over 3.5 is my favorites. Fiziev round 4 or 5. Gonna get a sprinkle
like
from me.
Goes down. I do like that. I need to write. That is definitely.
Like I said, I mean, it has to. If this fight's gonna go the distance, I think he carries his power late. I've seen it before. He grappled with RDA for 25 minutes and finished him late in the 5th there. So,
right.
It's a minus 115 on what was that you were saying before? The Fiziev and over 1.
Oh yeah, it's Fiziev to win and over 1.5 rounds. I mean, and as you go up on the rounds from there, it gets a better plus number.
Yeah, don't hate that at all.
No.
And then I don't know if you want to take a little late sub on Mateusz Gamrot. Round 5 is like plus 3,300. I couldn't hate that little sprinkle at all.
I couldn't argue with that.
I mean, his path to victory for me is a submission, and that number's at plus 550, so that's not really bad.
No. Let's see.
But I think Fiziev defends. I just think some of those numbers are very high on the Gamrot side.
Yeah, there you go, G. Fiziev and over 1.5, minus 115. I mean, you're just, and like I said, it just goes up after that. Over 2.5 is plus 125. Over 3.5 is plus 165. I mean, you're just kind of cutting your odds from there. But yeah, I mean, realistically, like I said, I like Fiziev anyway. I was thinking of probably taking a money line anyways. So that will probably be a complete straight play for me, because why would I want to pay minus 155 when I can just do minus 115?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Perfect. Love it.
I don't hate it at all. Don't hate it at all. All right. Well, I think there's nothing left to say on the main event for us.
No. The only thing I have is any type of chalk soup parlays that you want to put out or anything. I do think I have a pretty decent spot on the P-Pals parlay this week. So I've got a couple of different parlays. They're all 3-leggers. I like to keep myself in that range. I try not to get too much out of it. Odds aren't fantastic, but the one that I have is the starter, as I'd like to say it, the starter parlay.
Right.
Malkoon, money line. Vidal, money line. Inuel, money line, plus 120. Start your day off with a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I was looking at something like that too.
It's
that'd
juicy.
be a good starter. And then I went the other way and went with a later parlay for a 3-legger. Tamiris Vidal money line, Brian Battle money line, and Rafael Fiziev money line. And that gets you to plus 260.
Oh, very nice.
So I'm going to be sprinkling on that one late and then probably take that early one with you too.
Yeah, no, I like the early one. Like I said, a little bankroll builder, start your day off, get a little bit of the books money in your pockets to where you can make some more of them, you know?
Start playing with their money, absolutely.
Yeah. The other parlay I have is Battle, Fiziev, Fialo money lines, and that's plus 298. So that's not another bad one that I'm looking into. And I'll give these to you, whichever one I decide to go ahead and do, to go ahead and put it up on the old Twitter box or the X. But the People's Parlay you will have up there, and this one is going to be Collier Usman to complete 2 full rounds. Means Fialo over 1.5, and Fiziev Gamrot over 2.5, and that's a plus 300. So
I like that. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of go that way.
I like that too.
I think that will be the People's Parlay. I will look into it a little bit more, but if it does change or I look into it a little bit different, I will make sure that Dylan there has the updated one. So until I get all my Twitter stuff figured out and everything else that I got going on, I'll probably just put stuff up on Dylan's for the show. But I'll be doing it soon. Just a little hesitant. A little hesitant on it, but we'll get there. So, yeah. Other than that, go ahead. If you got a chalk soup or anything else you want to look at that you've got for the PayPal.
No, just that one I gave out before, the later parlay, Tamiris Vidal, Brian Battle, and Rafael Fiziev. I think that's a decent parlay for a 3-legger. Really see them all doing it.
All right.
Then, as Gerardo said again, Fialo is a parlay piece, especially the KO. I was looking at the KO.
Oh yeah, I have that
it's only plus 100. What can I say? But yeah, I mean he's 10 years older. Tim Means is so.
Oh yeah,
almost 10. I think like 9 years and a few months. So yeah, he's getting to his end. I could easily see him getting knocked out. Fialo starting to take the time off. He fought back to back, but now he's starting to put it together, taking his time off, training, being smarter. So, yeah, I mean, I like the KO. I might even do a little KO parlay. But, yeah, my bets will be posted on Twitter on Friday. Everybody can follow me there at Med Dylan, and we'll have a little list for everybody to read.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you got, Grits?
No, I was kind of looking. I was looking at this here. No, the only other thing I might do is maybe combine some of this here. We can get them a nice big old fatty. Malkoon.
Put them all together.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do Malkoon, Vidal, Inoue, Battle, Fiziev, and Fialo. Do all 6 of those. There's your monster of the week. Good luck. Tread lightly. Only do a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I'd do a 2, 4, and 6-leg parlay. Play it whichever your favorites are. Play them that way, but yeah, no, I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, the only thing that I was looking at for a 2-legger was going to be The Inuo by decision. And where's our other chick at? Rodriguez decision. Why don't you put those in there and see what that gives the people the juice? I bet you that's a pretty nice little plus number.
It's Marina decision, and what's the other one?
Inuo over Goldie Hawn.
Decision.
Mm-hmm. I could see that totally happening. Or if you don't want to go that route, just take both of them over 2.5. But I bet that 2.5 is just out of control.
That parlay gets you a plus 175.
Wow, the 2 legs, that's it?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't like that at all. So, oh well, I tried. Tried to get the people something else. So,
thanks, G. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Thanks, G. You're always here, man. We appreciate you, man. You're our best supporter. We love you, G, man. He's always got good information for us, and he makes me think when he comes on here. And he's got different. I love it when he pops in here, man. He's got some good knowledge. Yep.
Hell yeah. Well, if that's all, I guess we're out of here, and we'll see you. We won't see you next week. I know we said that last week, and we lied, but next week is actually break week, so we'll be back in 2 weeks here, Thursday, for the Fight Lounge on Who-Bangin Sports Doc. Until then, have a great night. Enjoy the fights. See you later.